Hello everybody, Corey here. I'm finally here to do the weekly video for last week. I apologize for the delay. But just a reminder, all I do is go out there, I gather the data, make it readable for you, and hopefully present it in a way that you can understand it here. Just a reminder, I'm not an investment or financial advisor, and this is for entertainment purposes only. And lots of other information here if you would like to read that. And also to mention that YieldMax ETFs are very risky, and you can find the definitions to all of these risk on the YieldMax website. This is going to be should be fairly quick. I did have to take some time today to figure out how I was going to do this and show this data. The last video, all of those that responded, except for maybe the exception one person wanted to see this data, but only the data for this pay period. So, sorry, I'm on the wrong tab. So these are the trades so far for this period, and the tickers on the left-hand side. So this would have been since Tuesday. So Tuesday to Friday. But with the exception of the one that's loading right there, you can see the IVs if you want to see that. When they were first started within the portfolio, and when they ended Clean Spark, they had to close that out Friday because they had to close out the short call, so it closed out the synthetics. But it's very possible that they will buy back into that on Monday, as Clean Spark has been in this fund from the beginning. I guess one thing I failed to do was put a freeze pane on here. Oh, shoot. Okay, there we go. It's like I don't know what column. There we go. All right. So here on the, for those of you that are new, sorry, the filters make it so you can't see some of these. And I'll sort this. But for those of you that are new, just to show you here, this has the total number of contracts and the amount of money during this pay period that they brought in per share. And then I don't know why. So I had to copy this from the original spreadsheet that we had. Let me just check something real quick. Yeah, so clearly a formula has gotten messed up. So it looks like everything it's weird. I do apologize. All right. And All right, I apologize. I was looking at some things, or I glanced at a few things a second ago, and in the end, I had to remove those columns that we're used to seeing on this type of view here, because it is not going to work out when we do these partial trades and everything. Unlike before, when we had all of the data, from day one, and we could easily show it by the trades. But there's breaking this out like this on a week where there's some half trades, some synthetics, some short calls, and maybe the back end or the front end. It's just not going to work out like it did before. So with that said, I have removed the per share columns when it comes to the tickers themselves. But we still have the overall numbers here. So it shows the overall trades within those 4 days. So intracellular therapies, right, shows it's brought in a total of 578,000, which is showing, did I paste values? I didn't. Oh yeah, because it's looking at the top of the page here. Where's my little pointer? Well, oh, there it is. So it's taking, this total amount and then this up here, and that's why it says 252%, because in the end, these are going to bring them down. But obviously, these are the totals. These right here are the totals, and that top sums to the total. Now, this share price, along with all the ones on this line, are, well, let's start with the first line. That's going to be the totals, right? Just like before. And then our second line is still going to be what it is for the outstanding shares of ULTY. And then, of course, we still have the ranking here of which ones ranked the best. Of course, with it being sort of like, again, a partial week, it's really, you don't see the entire picture, but this is what was earned in the 4 days. So if we move on over here, and I'll zoom out just a little bit so we can get this all on one page. We can see what the current market value is. Of course, CleanSpark doesn't have a market value because it was closed out on Friday. And then we have the total of trades made during that time frame, which shows negative 29 cents. And so that negative 5 cents over there is this market value of positive 24 and negative 29, which equals the negative 5 cents. And then, of course, the breakdown of those total trades are in the orange. I don't know why this doesn't say premium, but this column is just the dollar amounts that equal to the premium received, while this total is our net totals. So obviously these were new during the week, Tuesday through Friday, or Tuesday through Thursday, and then these are ones that actually had to be paid to be closed out on Friday. So that's why those have negatives there, because they were already within ULTY prior to Tuesday. And then, of course, we have our synthetic positions over here because these down here, were new for the week. Then there's the price of purchasing, or not the purchase, but the price of the synthetics as well. And in this case, it cost us more for the synthetic positions. And that's why then all of these are negative here. And then this one up here, assuming what happened on this one is that they had, they ended up getting, having to pay out, I think it was like 2,100 or 2,300 shares. So they had to purchase the stock itself. And that's it as far as, and we can see over here. Actually, I had to bring the trades over here to get them split up. Yeah. Where is the one? There it is. 2300 GigaCloud stock. But anyway, those were the trades there. And then, these numbers up here, these are the same numbers that you see on, the daily. When we do that, those numbers up here at the top, they just might be in a little bit different order. And it's also the same thing as on here when we show here. So let's just review this one. As you can see here, we started the declaration day, which was April 16th there. So we are 4 days, right here, we're 4 days into the 23-day pay period. And so we've completed 17% so far. Excuse me. So we closed out the previous one at 1650, and then so far we're down to 1423, which brings us down to 27. Of course, we were down $1.41.71 or $1.42 already for the distribution itself. So that's one thing I don't have on here. Yeah. Because ex-dividend date was the 17th, so that was the day that the stock would have dropped. So it has dropped an additional 85 cents on top of the distribution. But just like the other 16 out of the 19 single stock ETFs, they've all dropped as well below their distributions amounts for the month. Of course, this one just happened, and those happened many weeks ago. Well, probably a couple of weeks ago. But so we're down an additional 85, and we can see here that our outstanding shares were up to 4,375,000. And then, of course, like I said, we had these same numbers over there with our numbers per share. Of course, here we have the NAV, and then we have the dollar amounts, which we also saw on the other one. And, all right. So, and just to let you know, this part right here, I started looking at this Friday, and I did not finish. But as I was scrubbing some things, I went back to look at this and started scrubbing. I don't know which tab I had that on, but I noticed that things didn't match up. The stocks, they didn't match up as far as either they had the stock and it doesn't show them selling it where they got the money out of it, or the number of shares did not match. So I started working on that, trying to figure out, and I don't know what made me go back. I don't know. And I'm not even sure where I was saving that data at. So I'll have to figure that out. But I was scrubbing because maybe I have it in a different spreadsheet. I don't know. Because I did some kind of stock test this week, and then I guess it made me think about it. And so that's when I started going back and scrubbing numbers. Yeah, but it's not on here. I apologize. We were on this tab. Of course, I know that doesn't really matter so much now. It matters for this if we were wanting to use that there. But so if we go over here, if we were looking at, obviously, there's no real good way to figure out as far as an estimate for this. So last month was just, guessing. Of course, we have the range on here of earning 3 to 8 cents, whether we're doing short call trades, or just the premiums received. However, that's not really accurate information either. But what we've done since we do have the distributions amount, what I just did was take last month's yield and just estimating it based on that. I'm just not sure what other way at this point to actually estimate it. So if we were going to get paid the exact same yield, which was 103% as of today, that's $1.22. Of course, we're only 17% of the way, so we still have 19 days left, and we don't know what the stock is going to do or how their trades are going to play out. So, as far as this data right here, it's just a pure calculation there, but doesn't mean that it will pay out the same thing. So just to point that out. But anyway, just thought I'd do this quick video here. Sorry it took me a minute to decide how to go about doing this, and then obviously as I was doing the video I realized we couldn't do those other 3 columns anymore. So but anyway, hopefully the stock market will start going up this week. I just don't know if that's going to be the case, which then just reminds me that I forgot to update the earnings sheet. So I guess I'll look at that now and look up the earnings and try to figure out if there are still the same dates for this week, and if we have any post, or if they're post or pre, and then I'll get that data updated as well. Anyway, yeah, have a great week. Bye.